It's crazy. It's crazy that protests can actually work.
Single takeaway is that the center government will now fear people.
So what principal opposition parties could not do, Gen Zs have managed to achieve it.
We are still a democracy. We still have the democratic right to protest, and that the fear has gone.
I think this is very significant because this is the first time this government has acknowledged our demands.
The country is not just controlled by one person. It is about the youth and for the youth, and it is for all the people. That's what our constitution says.
The crowd here at Bengaluru's Freedom Park doubled after the news of Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation came in.
Yeah, it's a great milestone in the Indian history. So we have been democratic for more than 70 years now, but today it really feels like that we are really democratic country.
What I'm happy is the political consciousness that youth have developed over a period of time because of this movement. Now that intellectuals should make use of this political consciousness and political awareness that has come among the youth, and try to give a proper ideological and philosophical basis for this.
Until this resignation, this government kept calling us anti-nationals and defaming this protest. Now they have admitted that there is weightage to our demands, and I think this is the first step towards changing this whole education system.
In his resignation letter, Pradhan said, "From the very first day, I took responsibility for this and never turned away from this situation." And then he goes on to say, considering the situation that has developed at Jantar Mantar and in the country, ensuring that anti-national forces do not take advantage of the situation, that the unity of the country is maintained, that the future of not even a single student of India gets entangled in legal complications, that our children spend their time studying and focusing on building their careers, I have sent my resignation letter to the Honorable Prime Minister.
If one minister can resign, I'm pretty optimistic about the state of the country. For the first time, maybe ever.
The primary goal was for the betterment of the education. So if we have achieved that, we should retain that only. We should try to remain non-political. I'm saying this movement, because there are so many opposition political parties. We can join that party.
The fight which actually began from NEET paper leak, now the conversation has gone up to inequality in the education system and more reforms to be brought in the education system. I think that fight will also continue. But for now, I would like to congratulate the protesters.
Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation is the first step. But what the protest has exposed is that for 12 years, this government has not listened to the people. There's constantly been divisive politics, not paying attention to students' needs, and dismantling the education system. So we saw in 2015 what happened in FTII, 2016 what happened in JNU, then there was 2019 when the police attacked Jamia Millia Islamia, masked people attacked students in JNU. So the movement has come from there. And so if we look back at the history of the movement, one minister resigning doesn't mean that the rot in the system is going to go. So I hope that students will continue the movement until all their demands are met and keep pushing any government that's in power, not just BJP, but any government that's in power, to constantly remember that they are public servants. They are there to serve our needs, not the other way around.
The leaders of the Cockroach Janta Party announced at a joint press conference in New Delhi that the protest will be withdrawn as the government has in principle agreed for the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan, paying 1 crore compensation to the families of students who died by suicide following the NEET exam paper leak, and assuring that no legal action will be pursued against the protesters. Hundreds of youths assembled at Bengaluru's Freedom Park for 6 consecutive days to show solidarity with the protest happening at Delhi's Jantar Mantar. Today, on the 7th day, we saw an unprecedented crowd as Dharmendra Pradhan finally stepped down as the Union Education Minister, and the entire situation here was ecstatic and people were filled with celebration that their demand had finally been met.
And we all will be singing it.
It's crazy. It's crazy that protests can actually work. This is my first ever protest today, and like everyone here, a lot of people of my generation, I was skeptical of protests even work. But the fact that change like that can happen, it makes me really optimistic about the future.
All the unserious people have come for a very serious cause. I think that is the highlight of the entire thing.
There is a point until where the frustration stays within, but at one point it will definitely come out and people will definitely demand for accountability. I think now the central government, which was more authoritarian in its tendencies, will be more cautious in dealing with people, and it knows that it cannot escape accountability. So what principal opposition parties could not do, Gen Zs have managed to achieve it. That is, get an accountability from the government.
This protest has showed that even when the state mobilizes its machinery, the RAF, CRPF, police, all of the things that the state is doing, it still cannot suppress dissent. And that's my biggest takeaway, and I think this generation has showed us that we can keep doing that, can keep raising voices. I think that it has gone beyond CJP. So I think that if the CJP spokespeople try to hold on to the direction of the movement, that's not okay. They have to also listen to what's happening on the ground and allow the students to carry their demands and move the movement forward beyond just this paper leak issue.
The unprecedented social media attraction, the unexpected scale of turnout at the protests, the lathi charge and the police brutalities inflicted upon students, the way in which Sonam Wangchuk was handled in Delhi, and also the creativity and the enthusiasm with which the Gen Z youth orchestrated this movement and came up with more and more creative phrases, memes and jokes, has finally ensured that India's youth have got their first major victory. Obviously, the youths feel this is just the beginning and not the end, and hope that this major step, which is Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation as Education Minister, will ensure that more accountability comes into the system, both in administration as well as public policy. With camera person Hari, this is Sujay BM for Deccan Herald.